Hello everybody, this is Jericho from Mass Redemption and welcome to Hearts of Iron 4. I've been playing Hearts of Iron 4 for quite some time and I thought, why not just do a little observe game, and stuff like that. This is a world I created with the state transfer tool and then I let it just go for a couple years, like 3 or 2 years or something like that. Yeah, 19, so like 2 years. And let the world form after I kind of gave it extra borders. So I'll do a quick little overview. I gave Italy and Germany way less power. They're now pretty much useless in the world at the moment. Germany is reduced to a Berlin state. Luxembourg controls this area here. The Netherlands is kind of stretched. Denmark got a little bit as well. Czechoslovakia got a bit, but also lost a bit to Hungary. Poland pretty much is one of the few countries in the game untouched. Republic of Finland got a lot of Russia. Russia is no longer communist. They're actually democratic. China or Japan's now the Empire of Japan. You know, it's got a lot of new territory as well. A lot of things have changed. Britain is reduced to nothing, but it's also the British Empire now, so it can definitely retake territory. I've released a lot in other states too. We got, them stuff. It's really nice. I've changed a lot. America is a mess. But, it's not. I made this not to be historically correct or anything like that. It was more of just fun. France controls, as close as I can get it, the original Louisiana Purchase. Czechoslovakia controls up here. I just randomized that. I chose a random state. I closed my eyes, and I was like, what, they'll own Indiana and Michigan and all that. Cuba controls Florida and a few islands here. And America actually had a civil war between those 2 years. 2 years I let the game run, and they became the Communist States of America. And Canada is now fascist. Iceland has its freedom. Ireland controls, they over here a little bit. I gave them a little bit. Mexico became fascist. I didn't do much with South America. Uh, I, you know, I gave them a lot more land. I buffed a few guys up, to make it interesting. I have complete random AI focuses and, all that on, so it gets interesting. So let's just roll into it, oh, and Africa, of course. It's a mess. Everybody's either or fascist. Sorry about that. I hate that chord so much I roll my chair over it all the time. Alright, so we're in observe mode. Let's just get into it, It's cool. Nothing quite interesting yet. Oh, let's check out the factions that are going on right now. Got the Balkan Entente, which is Yugoslavia, Bulgaria. Looks like Iran is in them too. The Axis still exists. It's Hungary, Germany, and if I remember correctly, it's like a few Asian states and then Japan. And the Union of the Americas, which pretty much is the new Allies. The Allies still exist, but the fact the British Empire, a fascist nation, controls them, all the democratic states kind of just left the Allies and formed the Union of the Americas, which is mostly centered around South America. And not many people are in factions quite yet. And the Northern Lights was formed as well. And then there's them, but yeah, it's interesting watching the AI do it. You don't have a foothold in it. Let's go ahead and go down to Greece real quick. See what's going on with them. I'm kind of waiting for it to shoot off, and I want to see Greece go at it with Italy, kind of. I just want to see. And I'm pretty sure Greece. Oh, they're actually communist now. Okay. Like I said, I just love doing these. If you guys want to see more of these, where I kind of create a new world, interesting scenarios, stuff like that, let me know. I've been playing Hearts of Iron for so long. It's just nice sitting back and just watching them do it. Russia did lose quite a bit of territory, but it's still stupid powerful. I mean, look at all those divisions. That's a lot of divisions. Like, that is a crazy amount of divisions. Kingdom of Romania is super powerful at the moment. I think they're in their prime. A lot of things are going on. Iran and Turkey are still going at it, which is interesting enough. I guess Iran and Turkey are kind of, if without any mods, which I don't have any mods that boost these countries, but are kind of in the same spot at the start of the game. You kind of have to research everything from scratch. Turkey especially, it's a pain playing Turkey. But that's an interesting little war they got going on, and neither side is really pushing. I mean, Turkey's winning over here and Iran's winning over here, so both sides are just spread out enough where it's a 50-50. It's interesting though. It looks like Russia's actually massing on Iran's border. Alright, well let's oh. Okay, so the Communist States of America declared war on the French state. That's an interesting. Oh. Alright, this is gonna be interesting to watch. It looks like it's gonna be the Communist States of America taking back the Louisiana territory from the French. So it's gonna be interesting. Let's see if the French can hold out, or if the Communist States can actually push them back. It looks like the French are pushing here in the west. I'm sorry, I can't speak properly today. I can't speak properly today at all. My voice is. But it looks like, yeah, this was a power drive from the Communist States, but it looks like it actually kind of backfired on them because the Communist States don't have any troops on the homeland, which is interesting. Now, if the French cut them off there, that would definitely make a good move from the French, because then they would have to pull troops farther there. Oh, let's see. The Republic of Tibet joined the Axis. Tibet cleared. Okay, so it's a civil war over in Tibet. Let's go check that out real quick. I know Tibet's not stupid interesting, but yep. There we got the Republic of Tibet, which is democratic, and Tibet is fascist. Or non-allied. Oh. I guess they just decided to join the Axis? That is weird. Want to join the Union, and it's weird that Democratic joined the Axis and the non-aligned joined the Union of the Americas. That is very, very weird. I've never really seen that. Let's see. Ooh. I hate that so much. There we go. I do have mods installed that I just never disabled, and they do use them, which I really like that they do, because it really helps them out. But it looks like Tibet might take out the Republic, because they have a lot more divisions, it seems like. And get out of here, please. I hate that so much. Alright, well, let's go back over to the actual fight going on over here. It looks like the French are holding and actually making some ground, but their borders over here are definitely opened up. What forces are these? Really? Oh. There's a lot of civil wars going on, huh? So the French are holding at the moment, and it's getting pretty violent. Oh, it looks like the French are now losing their defensive borders. What's great about this war is that the French, even if they lose the Louisiana territory, they still keep their homeland. What's great about that is that they're completely overseas. And look at that, the French are sending mass amounts of reinforcements to try to hold the territory. This territory doesn't only just, you know, have a foothold in the Americas, but also gives them a lot of resources and factories. That's the central of the United States of America. You know, that's a lot of resources. Mexico might even try to make a power move here pretty soon. Mexico controlling Texas, Nevada, California, New Mexico, stuff like that. And, oh yeah, People's Republic of New Zealand, or now it's called that, but, you know, New Zealand actually controls Washington and such. It's an interesting thing that's going on here in the Americas. I set it up like this because I wanted a little bit of conflict, you know? I wanted to see what would happen. How would it play out? Would they align? Would they be power alliance or something, or would they simply just go a war? You know. Okay, so we'll leave them for a little bit, and let's check out what the Empire of Japan is up to. This definitely interested me a lot. I had no play into them becoming the Empire of Japan. I thought that was cool as ever. I believe Hirohito, I can never pronounce names, I'm sorry, is still in command, and they really got rid of fascism. They just became the Empire of Japan, which is interesting. I dig it. I think that's stupid cool. And they are actually making a power run to China. Looks like they're trying to take out the Chinese Soviet Republic, which is, and yeah, it looks like they're at war with all parts of China. Japan looks like it plans on unifying China. Let's see. And they're in the Axis together. Oh, but it actually looks like the Russian Federation is trying to make a power play here and attack the weakened borders of the empire. That's going to be an interesting fight. You know, Russia versus Japan part 2, you know. That's going to be an interesting little fight. Alright. Let's go move around the world a bit. Let's check out what's going on in Europe. Yugoslavia is having a civil war, which is interesting. And it looks like SFR Yugoslavia is winning at the moment. So it's Communist Yugoslavia versus Communist Yugoslavia. They're both communist. That's actually stupid funny. I like that, you know. Two communist countries going at it. Don't see that very often. Don't forget to like, comment what you want to see next. What kind of world would you guys like to see? I was thinking of doing big powers versus big powers, like Germany controlled all of Europe, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I love these observe games. I just love watching them and seeing how things turn out. Alright. Well, how was the war overseas? Oh, the French look like they've actually stretched out and cut the Americans off from getting reinforcements close into the front line. Looks like the French are failing over here, though. But they are definitely moving along they're trying to push to the East Coast and get to Washington. It surprised me, actually, because when Americans went to war, I didn't expect it to be communist. I expected it to be fascist, you know? Because there was a really high demand for fascism in America at the time I formed this map. And it was surprising when it was the communist states of America. They must have did a focus tree, you know? But it was interesting. I thought it was cool. I am kind of disappointed, though. Fascist Canada has yet to do anything in these 4 years or so. It's just been nothing from them. They became fascist and then, you know, nothing. It looks like the French are pushing quite well, but they are, well, it's a 50-50 over here. The Americans and the French are kind of at the standstill over here because they do not have enough resources. Oh, Iran declared war with the Russian Federation. Let's go over there and go check that out. That's an interesting call out. But they're at a standstill over there. They don't have the resources or manpower. And it looks like, oh, Chile has joined the Russian Federation into the Iranian Civil War. Imperial Command joined the, really? Alright, that's weird. Oh yes, the Allies are run by fascists now. I just remembered that. The Allies aren't considered good anymore, but they're considered the fascist of the group. So yeah, that's a big power gain from the Allies. They now have a giant foothold in northern Africa. Alright, let's see. It looks like Iran is definitely losing against the Russian Federation. Yes, yeah. Iran is losing a lot of ground. Oh, Jesus Christ. It looks like Russia is actually going to reclaim a lot of lost territory to Iran. Stop calling people in, please. Yugoslavia, yes, alright. Wow, really? Yugoslavia helped you. Jesus Christ. I'm going to freaking Russia, dude. Oh, it's just as bad over here. But Iran's still at war with Turkey and trying to hold off the Russians, but the Russians are just plowing through Iran's forces. I really think Iran wasn't ready for this war at all. Iran wasn't ready, and it just got ruffle stomped. You know, Russia may have become democratic, but it still has a way more powerful military, and it has a lot more armed forces than not armed, but a lot more manpower. You know what I'm saying? I lose my train of thought watching this. This is just so great to watch. Now, I'm glad I started recording now. A lot of the wars are starting to kick off. French started throwing the Allies. Ooh, it's about to go down now, because the French state just joined the Allies, so that probably means the British Empire is going to intervene in the French and American War. Let's see here. Oh, okay, so the Communist States of America formed the North American Syndicate. I do not know who's in the North American... Who is in the North American Syndicate? Pretty sure if I... People's... Oh, okay, so New Zealand's with them in the North American Syndicate. Aha. Yeah, I wouldn't have seen that. The little guy over there. New Zealand, yeah, definitely a good ally. They control that Washington area. And, you know, the British and all that, but... Alright, let's get back to watching this go at it. It's kind of hard to tell where borders are at, because the French are also blue. It's kind of a different shade, but... Holy Jesus, okay. Looks like Poland joined the Axis. The Russian Federation declared war on Poland. Now, oh yeah, let me guys. Luxembourg is actually a power not to be messed with. I mean, look at that. They actually have divisions. They control a lot more land and actually have factories. Now, this is interesting. Russia declared war on Poland, but Russia can't get to Poland. Russia has no foothold into Poland. Oh, the little really now? I love it when these factions form, you know? That's cool. So that's Czechoslovakia and Kingdom of Romania formed a faction together. That's neat. Alright, so I'm gonna try to give you guys as much view of both wars. I feel like this is gonna be it for Iran. They're just gonna get stomped by Russia, and Turkey's gonna move in. Ethiopia joined the North American Syndicate. That's interesting. Ethiopia, in this game, actually survives due to the fact Italy has jack of manpower and resources to spend on the war. But Italy did join the British Empire. The British Empire and Italy are still fighting Ethiopia in 1939. That's what I love about these games. The wars stretch out longer, and they're a lot more worth it. Italy did take Madagascar at one point. It's been an interesting little thing. Now I'm thinking of making several parts out of this little game. Stretch as much as I can. Ooh, looks like the French have made a power push towards the capital, but they have sacrificed clean borders. That's the only difference. So now they might sacrifice their defense for a quick victory. Looks like over here is still just a back and forth, not enough divisions to really spend in that area. But it does look like the Americans have pushed a little far into the Louisiana territory. The French don't really care to hold them back. They're moving all their men to the front lines. They're pushing to Washington, D.C. It's a great little power push there from the French. It looks like the French do have numbers over the Americans, but the Americans, I think, have better technology at the moment and a way better navy. You can see here that the Americans' navy is actually cutting off a lot of the French reinforcements and the British troops trying to come in to help the French as well. Let's go on the American side here. I think the only issue is that the Americans have a lot of micromanaging going on. They have way too many divisions to worry about, and it's a lot going on. I actually personally do not like playing vanilla America in the normal game. It's my least favorite country to actually play. I prefer actually starting out as smaller countries because I don't know, in my personal opinion, it's more fun to earn that territory and start taking it and become a big power. Compared to starting out as a big power, there's a lot of stuff to worry about. You have to manage a lot of it, stuff like that. So it's been an interesting little war today. The French are definitely, I would say the French are in the lead at the moment. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we're gonna leave them for a little bit and go back to Iran, and Iran is literally about to crumble. A two-front war was not very smart from Iran, trying to hold off Turkish forces, and declaring war on Russia was idiotic. Iran was originally right here, lined up with the Kingdom of Romania, and they still control an island. I don't say names, I'm sorry, I space off sometimes. And it looks like Iran has crumbled. Oh my god, that is a whole bunch of mess. Ugh. That is something not healthy. What do we got going on here? We got Democratic Party, probably a puppet of Russia. Probably another puppet of Russia. And Turkey got a big chunk. My voice cracked, I apologize. Kingdom of Iraq was actually freed. Baghdad. That's cool. Kingdom of Iraq's back in the game. Baghdad is controlled by the Russian Federation. Looks like the Russians really didn't have any interest in territory in this war. They did reclaim some older territory, which was nice. They got a foothold back in the Black Sea and stuff like that. But it looks like the Russians just really wanted a port because they just earned a port that led out to the Indian Ocean. But that's that war is over and done with, which is nice. And it looks like the French are about to actually push the Americans out. Ooh, that is an interesting play. Let's go over here. The Axis have actually formed a solid little sphere in Europe. They now actually are somewhat to be feared. The Grand Duchy of Lithuania has joined the Axis with Poland, Germany, and who else was with them? Hungary. That is correct. I think Germany does need to be careful, though, because the more decisions it does make could affect if it gets to live or not. Because Czechoslovakia is right on its border, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and Denmark, which is still Denmark. Okay, just making sure. It's they need to be careful, Go back. Oh yeah, we're still selected on the French state, and the French look like they're actually doing some good. They got some encirclements going on here. The only problem with this war is, which either side crumbles, there's still going to be a giant aftershock. Due to all the allies called in, it's going to be a giant, massive war. I think this is going to be the World War II of this world, because it's just how many allies have already been called in. If you look here, look at that. Like, the allies alone have Italy, Luxembourg, Egypt, British Malaya, the British Raj, British Empire, and the French state. While the North American syndicate is America, the people, New Zealand, Yugoslavia, and Ethiopia. That's a big kind of stretched out war. Now, I'm definitely going with the Allies on this one. They have the bigger powers and the more advanced powers. They do have the British Empire backing them, and the British Empire's navy is humongous. They may have lost all their territory, but their navy is still huge. Looks like the French are doing really good. They're actually not too far. They're moving to Virginia. They've actually pushed way past Ohio and Kentucky now. They're closing in on Washington, D.C. Still in this area, though, it's a power struggle. Isolated units. Not much going on. Yeah, not much going on in the Alaska-Washington region at all. Really nothing. But, I can see the Americans are actually moving troops in now. The French kind of left that completely undefended. Now, the French, like I said before, they do have the advantage of their capital is not in the battlefield. It's not in play. So they can afford to lose some cities and territory and don't have to worry about getting capitulated. The Americans, on the other hand, definitely need to throw up a better defensive strategy. So let's go ahead and fall back over here to Europe. And it looks like Lithuania and Russia are going at it. These two powers have been building for quite some time, and the tensions have been rising as I've been watching for the couple times. And it's just, whew. Oh. Hold up. The French Empire. Oh. That's a new faction. Oh. This could be the downfall of the North American Syndicate's leader, because now the French have control of Northern America, and they could call in Canada at any second now to come barreling down. The Netherlands joined the North American Syndicate. The British Empire declared war on the Netherlands. And it's gotta get a little laggy here. A lot of stuff going on. Looks like the Netherlands is gonna definitely change, and it looks like Luxembourg became fascist. Looks like, yep, it looks like Luxembourg's making a power play against the Netherlands. And I gotta say, that's probably gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more of this, like, comment what kind of worlds you would like to see. And if you want me to play any countries or anything like that, I would probably have to start a new vanilla game. But I like doing these. I love setting up these new worlds, all that kind of stuff. And maybe next episode we can see who finally is going to be the victor, the French state or the communistic states of America. As always, I'm Jericho from Master Redemption. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm signing off.